Hello, my fellow members of Boston Sports Nation. Welcome to another edition of the Roar Rooters podcast. This is episode. Well, shit, it's been a few days. Not sure where we're at. Anyway, we're now doing double feature in a way, so double days because we got to make up for yesterday's games. Apologies for missing last night's episode. So apparently, we had something called filming basketball for our high school, and we got home from a very late 2 hour or so regional final win. Yeah, so we went up to Moline, Rock Island, which is like 2 hours like northwest of here. So went up there, won that game, a thriller of a game, and we're moving on to the sectionals. But we gotta go back up there for up to Rock Island. Yeah, another 2 hour or so drive. But anyway, yeah. So when I got home last night, it was like 11 or so 30 at night. And at that point, I was already dead tired as it is. So I just went to bed and just decided just to go to bed. Yep. So we're doing double the feature here. We'll try to be quick about this. Yeah, we'll try to be better. Wrap up the month or month two of our show with 2 episodes or 2 days. So technically, or 2 days worth of content. All right. I can't believe it really, we have been going over 2 months. So literally tomorrow will be a new month, or it technically is tomorrow in a way for some people. So it already is March today. So the Atlanta Braves games, and we'll be quick about this. So kind of a not too great day. So once again, kind of like the Pirates game, we gave up like 15 or so runs. 11 in the inning. Bayo cannot pitch. He has now a 24.30 ERA. He hasn't been doing that great so far. And Red Sox only got 10 hits out of this one. Two from Nathan Ward. No, Braden Ward. Yeah, two from Braden Ward. Everybody else just had just one hit only. As the Red Sox, well, a home run, first home run of the spring training for Jaron Duran, one for Marcelo Meyer, at least on Russell Iglesias. Okay. Hickney had one. McDonough, yeah, he had one. And then Rafaela, he had two, or had one, at least one. His second of spring training. But anyway, yeah, so Red Sox dropped this one 15-8. They are now 4-3 in spring training or grapefruit league play. Yeah, literally Bale pitched like 2 innings and like was just shelled for like 5 runs. Yeah. Then 4 afterwards. It just was not a great day. Only one strikeout and one walk. Oof. How did our old friend Chris Sale do this one? All right, so he gave up like 3 runs in 2 2/3 of an inning. Struck out 3. Yeah. Yep, Chris Sale, old 2018 comrade. Oh, wait. All right. So nothing going on there. So yeah, so as I said, it's like 4-3 in spring training play, or at least grapefruit league play. All right. Yeah. So the Celtics game, after getting shellacked in this one and kind of like dropping a crater in the game against Denver to end the road trip, Celtics came back home. They came back home, and Vucevic righting the wrongs of what happened the night before in Denver. Basically puts on a show. He has a triple-double as the Celtics end up winning this one by a blowout fashion against the Brooklyn Nets, 148-111. And it looks like in team history, this is like a historic one. So this is their second best field goal percentage in team history, 67.6 or 66.7. And I think that was last matched against, you have to go back like 42 years for this. So it was on November the 11th of 1984 against the Golden State Warriors, and that was 67.9%. And then They had the highest field goal percentage, 80.8%, and highest true shooting percentage, 82.6% in NBA history. Nice. Then Vucevic, that's like tying the second highest. Like his double double was basically, or at least 28 points, was basically his highest scoring game of the season and his best ever in Celtics uniforms. All right, so nice. Then one more stat, and this also was from Celtic Stats on Twitter. So yeah, he does, or the whoever runs it does a really good job doing it. So this is the fourth time and third time this season that Boston had two bench players with 30 plus or more points. So it looks like tonight it was Peyton Pritchard and Nikola Vucevic, and then last time they did it was like back in December, Hugo Gonzalez and Anthony Simons. Then last year, or well, actually, yeah. So that last time was in December, Baylor Sharman and Anthony Simons, and then last time you got to go back November the 3rd of 2009, Marquise Daniels and Rasheed Wallace. Man, that is whoosh. Yeah, that's going back a bit. Yeah. I was a junior in high school when they last did that. That is amazing. All right, so let's go over a little bit more stats. Jaylen Brown, as I said, well, actually, it's tied between Jaylen Brown and Nikola Vucevic, who also, as I said, had a double. Oh, I just saw that. All right, never mind. I did, who, as I said, had a double double tonight. So both him and Jaylen Brown had 28 points. All right, so they led in scoring, and then third most, Peyton Pritchard, I said, with 22, and then Sam Hauser with 13, and then Derek White with 12. All right, good. Lead scorers. And then, as I said, rebounds led by Vucevic. And as I said, he had the double-double, 11. Only more double figures there. And then assists, it was Jaylen Brown with 9. So nice. And then steals, it was 2 from Jaylen Brown and Anita Shikata with 2. And then, as I said, blocks, 2, also tied between Derek White and Hugo Gonzalez with 2. All right, so yeah, our young star from Spain is getting it done with the blocks. Nice. All right. So yeah, so as I said, 52 out of 78, 66.7. So nice. 22.34, 64.7. So nice. Field goals, 22 out of 27, 81.5. So nice. 32 defensive rebounds, 7 offensive, 11 turnovers, and 17 personal fouls. All right, so pretty good night. Yeah, it kind of was looking like it was going to be one of those nights, but then as the third quarter kind of got later, then Celtics kind of turned it on, and then they basically just ran and hide afterwards against the really bad Brooklyn Nets, 15-44. So the Celtics, as I said, are now. Well, hold on, one more thing. So there was like one more kind of last after the game. So it looks like Hugo Gonzalez and for the Nets, I'm trying to look him up. Igor Dimin, who him and Hugo Gonzalez basically went or played in Real Madrid together. So you forget Real Madrid. Another poor connection. All right, there we go. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. So anyway, so him and D-Min basically played together at for Real Madrid, and yes, Real Madrid does have a basketball team. They also have a football or soccer club too, but which is more world renowned than the basketball team. I don't know. The basketball team seems pretty good too. But anyway, they both were teammates together, and they did like kind of a jersey swap at the end of the game. I thought that was pretty neat too. I thought that was cool. So yeah. All right. So we are now 39-20. And let's look at the standings. So we are Still in second in the Eastern Conference right now, in front of the New York Knicks, but behind the Detroit Pistons. So, yeah, so nice. We kind of keep on rolling in a way. Yeah, 11 straight for the Bulls. 11, losing streak. Hottest team still right now is the San Antonio Spurs. They're starting to figure it out. Yeah, 11 straight for them, and literally 2 games behind the best team in the NBA, or best team right now, the defending champs from last year, the OKC Thunder. So, man, they might be trying to go after them. Them and Wemby. All right. So that's about it. So the Celtics don't play again until tomorrow, but we won't jump ahead to that game just yet. I want to check something out. Oh, yeah, they do. Oh. All right. So that's it for the Celtics game. We'll talk about Celtics tomorrow and stuff like that, the game going on tomorrow. But let's talk a little bit about today's Red Sox training game. And right from the jump, they basically went after went after the Twins. Twins did kind of get ahead in the second inning, but then after their words, Red Sox just just rolled. Whitlock gets the win in this one. Sonny Gray pitched okay in this one, an inning and a third, or 1.1. Yeah. But anyway, he did give up 2 runs on 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 1. So, I mean, it is spring training, as I said. But yeah, Whitlock comes in, gets the win. Conley early got a couple of innings, but he got kind of shelled in this one. Really? Yeah, 2 innings and 2 thirds. Man, 2 runs on 3 hits also. Oof. But did strike out 3. Noah Song, all right. He got like an inning or so, all right. So struck out 2. Nice, didn't give up anything. Then Jarren Duran hits 2 home runs in this game, so I will say that had a pretty good day for Jarren Duran. A home run the first and a home run the fourth, and then Ferguson got a home run too. That's one of our minor leaguers. But yeah, Red Sox ended up winning this one on basically multi-hit performances from Roman Anthony, who went 2 for 3. Jarren Duran, who went have another poor connection again. All right, here we go. All right. 2 for 2 day from Jarren Duran, and then 2 for 3 day from Carlos Narvaez. All right, nice. So 13-8 was your final score on that one. 4-3. So yeah, so or man, not 5-3 in spring training play or grapefruit league play. All right. Nice, pretty nice to have a little confidence boost for old Jarren Duran. All right. All right, so they do play again tomorrow, but we won't jump ahead to that just yet. All right, now let's talk about the Bruins. All right, so it looks like they went to Philadelphia to play a Saturday matinee game. Nothing going on until the third period, and then former Boston Bruins goalie. Let's see, hold on, I need to open that. All right, Dan Vladar basically kind of held us off, and sadly, Flyers went out to a 2-0 lead late in the third period. We only got 1 goal, and then that basically shut the door. Bruins end up losing this one 3-1. Sadly, in the third period, I tried to watch it, but I just kind of just fell asleep on the couch and stuff like that. Took a little afternoon nap, and then when I woke up during this afternoon nap, ABC decided, you know what? Breaking news: the Ayatollah of Iran is dead. So we're going to stop your game. And yeah, so I just thought, unbelievable. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but anyway, I mean, at that point, I mean, it was getting to that game where I kind of saw, yeah, we weren't playing that well. So maybe. All right. Third period, here we go. So Travis Konecny, he got a goal for the Flyers to start out the scoring with 3 minutes and 41 seconds into the third period. 1-0 Philadelphia at this point. And Jamie Drysdale, he got a goal to make it 2-0, 11 minutes and 55 seconds into the third period. And then not Charlie Coyle. But by the way, we forgot to mention, guess who made his return to with the Columbus Blue Jackets on Thursday? Yeah, Charlie Coyle. We forgot to mention that. What's wrong with me? All right. Anywho, Charlie McAvoy gets his 5th goal of the season, with to make it 2-1. So literally a game or a goal behind. 13 minutes and 3 seconds into the third period. Literally like less time to go. It was but kind of made it a bit close. Hampus Lindholm gets his 16th assist of the season. Then Pavlo Zacha gets his 23rd of the season. Then the empty netter basically puts us away. Sean Couture, 6th of the season, make it 3-1 with literally 52 seconds left in the game. That's where your final score would stand. Well, we outshot the Flyers 22-17. At least, we got only 1 goal out of it, but power play, nobody was good today. 0%. 0 for 3 from the Bruins and 0 for 2 for the Flyers. Yes, nobody did good. They had more penalty minutes than we did. 11 out of our 9. All right. Yeah, not too much to go after at this one. Just former Bruins goalie Dan Vidar just made it so it just owned us. Like, literally had his revenge game, and he did. Ugh, yuck. All right. So where does that put us in the standings? We're still the 8th seed right now, or second wild card seed at this point. We have 71 points, and we are 33, 21, and 5. So 33 wins, 21 losses, and 5 overtime losses. So we're kind of hanging in there. Washington is like literally up 2 points behind us. Like from the outside looking in the playoffs. Yeah. So we need to keep fighting. Then in that second or first wild card, it is the Detroit Red Wings. Red Wings. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Buffalo's kind of like, they jumped them now. Man, they're kind of starting to figure it out, which is not great. Yeah. Tampa Bay is still leading our division. And then league-wise, so it looks like, actually the best team in the East right now is the Carolina Hurricanes, but the best team in hockey right now is the Colorado Avalanche. They're trying to go for another Stanley Cup. I see. Well, they get it. I don't know if they win a President's Cup. Then that means no. All right. So, next game for the Bruins won't be until Tuesday against the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right. So, in Boston. So, yes. Yeah, but we won't jump too ahead just yet. What we will talk about is tomorrow's games. So, actually, hold on. We might do a little bit like something real quick. So, it looks like things are starting to heat up for an A.J. Brown trade to happen. It looks like momentum's kind of going good for the Patriots right now. The Eagles will probably decide in the next 10 days or so, or something like that, like last time. Yeah, so next 9 days or so, whether they're going to keep him or they're going to trade him. And it looks like I think he might be coming to New England, but nothing's certain yet. But it's kind of looking like it's heading in that right direction. All right, nice. Let's see if it happens. Make it done. Get it done, Vrabe. Who's Vrabe? You ask. Yeah, Vrabel. Oh, yeah. I was trying to say Vrabel, but you know what I mean. Yeah, get it done. Yeah, or whoever runs our front office. Yeah. All right. Elliot Wolf. I don't know. All right. So tomorrow for the Red Sox, it will be a game at home again at JetBlue Park between the Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles. Yeah. Ranger Suarez will try to right the wrongs of his last start, and then Chris Bassett will face him. And then for tomorrow, for the Celtics, looks like they will be playing against the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, by the way, hold on. We forgot to talk about the Orioles game. So that will be a 12:05 start, 1:05 Eastern time, but whatever time zone you live in, you know what to do. Just see what time it is in Europe. Voice crack, a little bit of a voice crack there, man. Oof. All right. Anyway, so check what time it is in your time zone and tune in. And then, all right, so as I said, Celtics will play against the 76ers tomorrow. That will be a 7 o'clock tip off, 8 o'clock Eastern time. But whatever time zone you live in, as I said, you know what to do. Just check what time it is, or what time the game is on in your time zone, and tune in. All right. It'll be on Peacock, NBC, and Telemundo. So nice. All right. So yeah, so to just wrap up one more thing for the game for Normal Community, like literally that was kind of a thriller of a game. 6 straight regional titles for us. So how it works in the postseason here or the original March Madness, yeah, you gotta look that up. So originally, so the term March Madness comes from high school basketball. Like it was like to like quote something from like a poem in the 1930s and stuff like that. But anyway, so there's regionals, there's sectionals, there's a super sectional game, and then comes state, and now it's at this point where it's a Final Four. So literally, so win the semifinal, move on to the championship game, and then lose that game, play for third place or fourth place. Yeah. Then yeah, so like everybody comes out of that, or at least the state, with like a medal and like a state trophy and some memories. Yeah. All right. So anyway, so yeah, so it was a pretty nice thriller of a game. UT or East Moline United Township basically like just was kind of like just like getting us, and that not only that, it was a home game for them because the regional was held at their home arena or at their high school, and like they fought us tooth and nail, like, but in the end we did what we needed to do, and then they kind of got mad at the end of the game, so they made a free pointer to go up by 1. So this is not a rule. This is not against the rules at all. So we decided with literally like 5 or so seconds left, or like 3 or so seconds left, let's hold on to the ball out of bounds kind of deal, and just let the clock run kind of deal. There's no really any rule against that. So, but apparently they think it is a rule, and they got very angry about it. Some of the parents in the stands. And I'm just looking like, no, it isn't a rule. Yeah. But anyway, it was still pretty cool. Another poor connection there. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to apologize for just not getting an episode dropped last night. I literally got home like 11:30 last night. I thought, you know what? It's literally 30 minutes to like Saturday morning. All I want to do right now is go to bed. And after a 2 or so long, well, technically 2 or 30 minutes so bus ride, because we did stop in a town that's kind of like, and just got like another poor connection again. Here we go. Yeah, anyway, it's just stopping kind of like a smaller town, Knoxville. They just got like get like food and like just kind of stretch our legs and stuff like that. But yeah, so sectional semifinal against Peoria Richwoods up in Rock Island on Tuesday. Hopefully we win and survive in advance to the sectional championship, which will be held next Friday. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the third month of the season for the March the 1st episode. All right. Banyana.